Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, and we have a Bachelorette recap for Jenn Tran's season. Week 6 is over. Can you believe they're already working their way to hometowns? What, did I miss something? It's going by so fast. I already made a video announcing the next Bachelor, which I guess is a little spoiler for the end of this video, which is that Grant is the next Bachelor. So we know he's not going to make it to the end of tonight's episode, but you probably already knew that because you're here watching. So let's jump into it. I take notes, I read them back to you, no edits, no jump cuts, just me and you, and whatever we can come up with for this episode. We open with a preview of Jenn being super upset and asking for Sam. She's in her diva mode, right? So that's going to be the highlight of the episode. Where is this guy? She's running around looking like she's ready to complain to the Chipotle manager because she didn't get enough guacamole. I understand. I get it. She's in her power outfit. She's looking good. She's not going to take it from anybody. I like how theatrical the teasers are getting. You know, they're getting very theatrical. So we go back to Seattle, and of course, Jenn is met by Charity. They're in the Emerald City, as they let us know it's called, which, by the way, I've never heard it called that before, ever. So I don't know if that's a thing they call it, but I've never heard that. Charity's there. She's one of the only successful seasons of the Bachelor franchise. And not to jinx it, knock on wood here, but you know, she's still within the repo era, as it's called, that 2-year window where they can take that engagement ring and take it back. Neal Lane's not going to let you have it. Dog the bounty hunter's going to come for it. He's going to spray you down with some Pam, and then just, if anyone ever shakes your hand and it's slippery, that's because they're about trying to repo your ring. But no, we're happy that Charity and Dotun are doing well. As we know in the Bachelor world, you never know what's going on behind closed doors. Looking at you, Rachel and Brian. So either way, good on them in their early seasons of love. So Charity gives advice to Jenn. She says, just choose the tallest person. Oh, no, she didn't say that, but that's kind of what it is. Usually the tallest person wins. Why? Because women want protection. It's genetic. No, I mean, is that true? I don't know. Where are my 5'10" kings at? Short kings are trying to take over the world. Tall kings are getting all the ladies, and medium-sized kings run successful YouTube channels. Define success. All right. It was going to be a long one. Charity tells Jenn that it's going to be worth it. And, okay, this is confirmation bias. Charity's like, look, everything's great. You're going to have a fantastic time. Meanwhile, Katie, Hannah, Caitlin, I'm trying to think of every Bachelorette who didn't work. The last 15 are all like, actually, it doesn't always work out that way. Which was the recent season where they didn't even get to the end. Anyway, you know, it's the, Gabby, Rachel, it's the week before hometowns. And I'm still wondering why there's so many people on the show. She's still got like a dozen guys. So Marcus gets a second one-on-one. There's Grant, our new Bachelor, by the way, looking very nice. I love this jacket. Grant looking good. Not many men can pull off the goatee, but he is I guess the kids call this a fly mofo. A fly mofo? Is that a term? Probably not. He's looking cute. So he brings in the gift for Jenn, for Marcus, which, and then there he is. Speaking of a fly mofo, a trolley boy himself, Mr. Velvet Green Jacket there, Jesse Palmer. This whole date's going to be one giant capitalistic advertisement. They meet with Jesse Palmer, and he's here to advertise the movie Wicked, which is not, by the way, a Boston. I mean, wouldn't Wicked be great if it was people doing a Boston accent for Wizard of Oz? Wouldn't that be nice? You know, it's like, hey, Toto, get in the car. We're going, I don't know. All right, the Wizard of Oz. Dude, the kid's just behind the curtain. You know what I mean? Your house landed on top of my aunt. She's a wicked witch kid. And she's from Salem. I don't know, just me wanting a Boston-themed Wizard of Oz. Who would play the Tin Man? It's just some guy from Southie. All right, let's move it on. If Seattle's the Emerald City, Boston's the hey, it's Beantown. We're known for baked beans and gas. Charity, okay, so let's move it on. They meet with Jesse, blah, blah, blah. It's a very nice, so when it's a wicked, whenever they do these dates that are product placement, sponsored for. They're always a better date because then they have some sort of budget. Like they have a reason for the date to go well. Like the date you're going to see after this takes place in an acoustic hellhole in a radio station. You know, they could have gotten that for $50 and a salami sandwich. You know, give someone a Subway gift card and you can rent that studio for free. But this is like, this is wicked. This is Ariana Grande. This is a big deal. So they're going to pull out all the stops, and sure enough, that's what they do. The curtains open to reveal Kelsey and Daisy on the yellow brick road. There they are at the yellow brick road. And, did you see the moment where Jesse tugs on the cord and then the curtains open? Those are two NYU graduate students opening the curtains. That's the entry-level film school job you get. You have $400,000 in student debt. What's on your resume? Opening a curtain so that we can reveal other reality stars. We use that word in quotes. So there they are on the yellow brick road. That's Daisy, the spokesperson for Daisy's Cottage Cheese. Oh my gosh, they got the spokesperson for Daisy's Cottage Cheese. I can't believe it. And of course, Kelsey, the winner of Joey's season. So not too often you see the winner of the season canoodling with the first runner-up, but there they are. And it's nice. They do the fun games. They go down the yellow brick road, eating a hot pepper together, doing random stuff. Trista shows up. It's a whole thing. They have a pillow fight in the middle of the square, which is a cute date unless someone calls the cops on you. You know, it's like, how is that assault? It depends are there feathers or, what's in the pillow. Pillow fights are always fun till someone gets hurt. You never want to be the winner of a pillow fight. Let's put it that way. You take your hits and just let the lady win. They do the slow versus fast option. She wants to choose fast. And hey, that's the name of the Bachelorette. You don't get to the fantasy suite by playing it slow. I'll tell you that much, folks. So it was a fun date. Let's see, Marcus gets so where's the part? I don't even have the part with Trista. Trista shows up and invites them onto a green hot air balloon. They go like 8 feet off the ground. A for effort, but I guess they didn't get the permits. They're like, we'll put you in the balloon, but you can't go above the electricity line. And they're like, all right, well, that'll do. So yeah, they do the scene where Marcus, he gets emotional. Look, I wrote this down. I said, he's the real deal. That he's, a sweet guy. And then of course the internet gets involved and says he's a monster. So I don't know. Maybe no one's as good or as bad as everyone says, right? We're all doing our best. I don't know if that's true. They do a dinner date at the baseball stadium. Where is that? There it is. They get the baseball stadium. What a get. Of course, they don't even let him onto the grass. That's how you know that you didn't pay good money. If anyone ever takes you to a baseball stadium and they don't let you onto the grass, they didn't pay much for it. So they're hanging out on home plate. What do we got here? Take Braden's advice and don't throw the baseball at her face. We remember Braden hit Charity in the face. Marcus tells Jenn that he and his sister were born into a tough situation. His parents were unfit to be parents, and they lived in a foster home together. Families tried them, and it's a really remarkably emotional scene. I mean, I really do hope God blesses parents who adopt, because there's nothing more sad than to think of a kid who doesn't feel wanted in this world. Truly. I actually, on a side note, I was thinking about that, not to get emotional, but I was thinking about that with my own baby, and I got a 14-week-old, and I'm just thinking how much I love squeezing the hell out of my baby. I just love this baby so much. And I'm literally thinking, man, because my mom left my dad when my mom was pregnant with me, it wasn't a relationship that was healthy. And I just think, man, I didn't even know what I was missing as a child, and not having another parent there to, embrace me. Not to say my mom didn't pick up the slack. She did, of course, the best she could. She's an all-star. But it just makes you feel, for anybody who might have been in Marcus's situation, he's there alone with his sister. So when early on I was wondering, why is his relationship with his sister so strong? But now we know it's all he had. Powerful stuff. So Jenn says this is the love story she wanted as a kid. Fireworks ignite the sky, a momentous date, to say the least, a very momentous date. There they are. They got the full firework thing. All right, well, let's move it on to the next date. Group date. So the next date is Bender, the radio DJ, introducing Jenn to the show. Then they introduce Jason Mesnick and Molly, another one of the rare happy endings from the show. They're running out of them. They're bringing them up every time they can. The radio studio looks super professional. It looks so professional. So we know it's not a Bachelor-produced show. Yeah, this station looks so great. It cannot be where they record Bachelor Happy Hour. That's for sure. Why would The Bachelor ever splurge on an actual good radio station? I mean, what is that? Podcasts are a great way to promote your show. Well, they're going to mail it in. Why produce a great show when you can have a poorly framed shot of bad audio of Serena and Joe interviewing people? Rapid fire questions. Here's a rapid fire thought. Get a better studio. It's not his fault. Well, maybe it is. Anyway, this is a great way to save money after the last day, right? They spend all this money they're like, look, we spent a lot of money. Those yellow bricks were expensive. You know how much it cost to get Daisy, the cottage cheese girl? We didn't have any other options. So, of course, they had to film this whole scene in a tiny little radio acoustic box, which, by the way, not where you want to be after eating baked beans, right? You want good airflow there. So the radio studio looks, Sam spills his heart out to Jenn. The other guys don't buy it. Jenn says his answers don't make sense to her and don't feel authentic. So we know how this is going to go. This is going to be the episode where she confronts Jenn. This is the radio DJ going, I can't believe I'm here, like having to do this. And they kind of pretend like the whole date is, they pretend like the whole date is on air, but there's no way it's on air. This isn't on air, but that's fine. That's okay. I've conducted many an interview that never made it to air too. You ever interview someone and you're like, there's no way we can share this. It's just like your racist uncle. It'll be up next week. Check for it. It's on Spotify. All right. So Sam spills that. Okay. Sam spills that Jenn wasn't his type. He thought Bachelorette would be Daisy or Maria. Everyone is watching Sam fumble it big time. Right, this is the view of them watching Sam. The whole scene feels a tad bit contrived. They knew they'd be grilling him. Sam kissed her, says his love language is physical touch, which, by the way, is every guy's love language, but you have to come up with a second one. Whenever anyone's like, what's your love language? The answer is physical touch, but you got to say, well, acts of service. You got to give something else. You know what I mean? Oh, the whole scene feels contrived. Sam blurts out to Jenn that he loves her. He says it in a way that comes off very manipulative. Do we have a photo of Sam? There he is. And she's kind of cross-examining her. Jenn says there's no substance there. What did you expect from the guy who looks like a Logan Paul brother who couldn't get his YouTube channel off the ground, right? All right, so we move over to Jeremy. So that's where that ends. Let's go to Jeremy. He gets a one-on-one date with Jenn. They go to the fish market, Pike Place, kid. Hey, shout out to Bruce. Shout out to Susan and anyone else who came with me to I went to the same market when I was in Seattle last year. Of course, it's where they throw fish at you. Not much to say about the date. Simple but nice date. When these dates go well, there isn't much to say. Jenn tells Jeremy she has Jewish friends and knows the culture, and then tells Jeremy she wants her kids to know her Buddhist culture. I'm down for that. Very good to see Buddhist and Jewish conversations happening. I don't know for sure, but I do believe it was said that on Jason Mesnick's season right here, that they actually leaned away from him talking about his Jewish background. Do I have that right? Which, sounds horrible that they would do that, but, no surprises there. A show that is so afraid to disenfranchise its heavily Christian audience. Let this episode remind people we can watch a show where a Jew and a Vietnamese lady find love. We can watch that. That's okay. No one's dying. Oh, you're ripping away the persecution of my... Nope. Just people spreading love. It is the Brooklyn way, might I add. So anyhow, the pre-rose ceremony drama begins. Jenn searches for Sam. She finds him. But another day with Jeremy went great. By the way, great sweater. I love it, right? Good airflow, good knit. Very nice. Don't put this in the dryer. That is a dry clean only look right there. So anyway, they have a great date. Very happy for them. And then, the guys are just hanging out, doing crosswords. This is why you shouldn't let your kids on tablets and iPhones. Look at how exciting they're having conversations with each other. If this were real life, you'd have 4 guys on their phones checking their fantasy scores. So that's why, look, they don't even have a clock. They just got, and what is he wearing? He's got his Costco socks on with Birkenstocks. That's That is a mood right there. I mean, is there any other way to do a crossword puzzle than with your Costco socks and Birkenstocks? I don't know if there is. So anyhow, they're doing the thing. And by the way, are those not the largest jacks you've ever seen? Are those called jacks? What are these things called? I think they're called jacks. Either way, they've got a lint roller they left out. They really weren't worried about dressing the place up there. They got, what are these? A magnaphone? What's this called here? The record player with the big thing. Suit. What is that? Whatever that is. Anyhow, okay, I'm done with set design. It looks nice. So anyway, they're doing that. Then Jen's like, where's Sam? And they're like, not here, playa. And then they go find him. Of course, Sam is in the other room. There's the conversation. She's dressed to the nines, to the tens. I don't know what she's dressed as, but she's doing her thing. Is this sequin? She's wearing like a sequin lavender. They're doing her thing there. She's ready to go, and he's still saying all the right things, just not really backing it up. So she attacks him with questions. She really assaulted him with questions. He doubles down and says, no, but I love you. And Jenn says she's had a relationship with a guy who was like this. And then they do a quick hug and goodbye. I mean, it ended before it started. I reached down to eat some popcorn. I looked back up, and that was the fastest breakup ever. I mean, imagine saying you love someone and they break up with you. If someone broke up with me and I loved them, I would be hysterical, which makes you feel like he probably didn't actually love her. But folks, look, I'll be the first to not blame Sam. Everybody acts differently under these circumstances. There could be childhood trauma, wanting to win somebody over. You can't differentiate love. And look, I know people in the comment section, everyone's going to go, no, I would have done it differently. Okay, Trisha, sure, I bet you would. You'd be hysterical. You'd be crying in a bush, okay? You'd be behind the hydrangeas, crying in the mulch because you couldn't handle it. So let's not pretend like any of us could do better. They just traveled across the world. I mean, Biden's the president. He traveled across the world, got jet lag for 3 weeks, and lost it to somebody else. I mean, you know what I mean? Travel will do that to you. Anyway, they do the rose ceremony. No rose for Grant and no rose for Spencer. Oh, Spencer Gifts didn't get a rose. There's Sam heading home, and then there's Spencer calling his mom, saying, you know what, Mom? It ain't going to work out for me. I'm not going to make any grandkids anytime soon. So that's where it is. And hey, you know what? Every once in a while I say, you know what, Dave, do you even enjoy doing this anymore? And then we make an episode like this. And I'm telling you, I'm throwing fastballs. It's all I have. It's all. If you want something else, go find Bachelor Fan Take. This is the best I can do. All right? This is me. And I'm doing it. And I appreciate you guys being here. Double check. Make sure you're subscribed. Every once in a while, YouTube will just randomly purge subscribers. So double check. Hit the subscribe button and like this video an odd number of times. And we'll be back this afternoon with more pop culture and entertainment news, all that and more on the Rush Hour podcast. We'll see you then.